I tell people you are unstable, dramatic, and impossible. I cry, I act hurt, and I twist the story until the truth is unrecognizable. That is playing the victim. Now everyone feels sorry for me, and you look like the abuser. Here is how I flip the script every time. I remember the first time I saw you. You were glowing, filled with a kind of light that I knew I had to possess. Not because I loved you, but because I needed to consume that energy, to feel alive. I moved fast. I called you my soulmate within a week. I told you I had never met anyone like you. I flooded your phone with messages, morning and night, creating a digital tether that made you feel seen, but was actually the first step in your isolation. I was love-bombing you, though you did not know the term then. You just thought you had finally found the one. I watched your guards drop, one by one, until the door to your heart was wide open, and that is when I began the work of dismantling you. The shift is always subtle. It started with the way I looked at the waiter during our anniversary dinner. He was slow, and I made sure he felt my contempt. You looked uncomfortable, reaching out to touch my hand, telling me it was okay. I snapped at you then, just a sharp flicker of the mask slipping, before I recovered and told you I was just stressed because I wanted everything to be perfect for you. I made my rage your responsibility. That is the first rule of my world. Nothing is ever my fault. If I am cruel, it is because I am hurting. If I am cold, it is because you have pushed me away. I began to project my own inner darkness onto you like a film onto a screen. I remember that kitchen confrontation vividly. You had finally found the evidence, the messages, the lies, the trail of lethal secrets I had left behind. You were shaking, holding your phone as if it were a weapon. You wanted the truth, but truth is a luxury I cannot afford. I looked at you, and I did not see a partner I had betrayed. I saw a threat to my false self. My mind raced, calculating the fastest way to neutralize you. I did not defend my actions. I did not explain the messages. Instead, I collapsed. I let my knees hit the floor. I sobbed into my hands, talking about how my childhood trauma makes me self-sabotage. I told you that your constant questioning was breaking my mental health. I turned the focus from my betrayal to your reaction. By the end of the hour, you were the one holding me, apologizing for being so harsh, promising to help me heal. I had successfully used your empathy to end the accountability I owed you. I knew that one moment in the kitchen was not enough to keep you under my thumb forever. I had to build a fortress of lies that extended beyond the walls of our home. I began to notice the small ways you sought validation from others, and I decided to close those exits. I started dropping hints to your best friend about your fragile state. I would call her when I knew you were asleep and tell her that I was so worried because you were imagining arguments that never happened. I made my voice shake with faux concern. I made sure that the next time you went to her for advice about my behavior, she would look at you through the lens I had crafted. She would see a person who was losing it, not a person who was being lied to. I was effectively destroying your reputation before you even knew it was under attack. Then came the dinner party at your sister's house. I knew you were reaching your breaking point, so I had to move the battleground to the public sphere. I needed witnesses. On the drive there, I picked at every one of your insecurities. I mentioned how your clothes looked a bit tight, how your sister always seemed to look down on you, how you seemed so on edge lately. By the time we walked through her front door, you were a raw nerve. I, however, was charming. I was the person everyone loved. I hovered near your sister in the kitchen, lowered my voice to a conspiratorial whisper, and told her I was deeply worried about you. I said you were becoming unstable, that you were prone to outbursts that left me terrified. I planted the seed of your social end as a credible person. When you finally snapped later that evening, right on cue because I stepped on your foot under the table and smiled, everyone saw the crazy person I had described. They saw me flinch, playing the part of the long-suffering victim of your temper. Your sister looked at me with such pity, and at you with such disgust. I had won. This is the cycle I thrive on. Intermittent reinforcement. I give you just enough kindness to keep you addicted to the hope of who I used to be. Then I withdraw it to keep you chasing me. I am a slot machine that rarely pays out, but you keep pulling the lever because the memory of that first jackpot, the love bombing, is so strong. I keep you in a state of constant destabilization. I gaslight you about conversations we had yesterday. I make promises about our future, the house, the children, the travel, with no intention of ever following through. These are the tools of my trade. They keep you small. They keep you dependent. They keep you from seeing that I am actually the one who is empty. I have spent years perfecting the art of the false self. It is a suit of armor made of stolen light. I look at you and I see a mirror. When you are happy, I see a reflection of the person I pretend to be. When you are broken, I see the reality of my power. There is a specific kind of satisfaction in watching you try to explain my behavior to your friends, only to realize that I have already reached them. I have already called them, crying about how much I love you and how scared I am that you are losing your mind. I use a technique called triangulation. I bring in a third party, your mother, your best friend, even a coworker, to validate my version of reality. I make them feel special for being the ones I confide in. I make them feel like protectors of the victim. By the time you try to tell them what I am actually doing, they look at you with that glazed, pitying look. They have already been recruited into my army of flying minions. They are not your supporters anymore. They are my eyes and ears. I watched you sit on the edge of the bed last night, your head in your hands, whispering that you just wanted things to go back to the way they were. That is my favorite phrase. It tells me the trauma bond is holding. It tells me that the variable reward system is working perfectly. You are mourning a person who never existed. You are fading inside for a ghost. I leaned against the doorframe and felt a surge of absolute entitlement. Why shouldn't I have your devotion? Why shouldn't I be the center of your universe? I told you that if you just worked on your communication skills, maybe we could find that peace again. I gave you a fake map to a destination that is not on the globe. I watched you resolve to try harder, to be quieter, to be better. I watched you shrink yourself to fit into the small, dark corner I have reserved for you. My internal monologue is a constant stream of justification. I am not the bad guy because you made me do it. I only lied because you are too sensitive for the truth. I only flirted with that other person because you do not give me enough attention. It is a closed loop of logic that you can never penetrate. If you find a hole in my story, I will simply create a new story. If you catch me in a significant contradiction, I will accuse you of being obsessed with the past. I will tell you that your memory is failing, that you are imagining things, that you are being paranoid. I will keep moving the goalposts until you are too exhausted to keep running. This exhaustion is my victory. An exhausted mind is an obedient mind. There are moments when I feel the weight of my own emptiness. When the house is quiet and you are finally broken, I do not feel love. I feel a cold, clinical satisfaction, like a scientist who has successfully completed an experiment. I have isolated you from everyone who could help you. I have made you doubt your own eyes. I have turned your own family against you. But even in this complete victory, I am not satisfied. I need more. I need you to beg for my approval. I need you to ask for permission to feel happy. I have become the finish of your autonomy, and I find it delicious. But here is the secret I hope you never find out. My power is an illusion that requires your participation. I am terrified of the moment you stop reacting. I am terrified of the day you look at me, not with anger or sadness, but with absolute indifference. You think I am a monster, but I am actually just a fragile ego hiding behind a wall of distorted lies. I cannot survive without your supply. Your tears, your rage, your frantic explanations, they all tell me that I still matter. They tell me I am still in control. I am like a parasite that needs the host to be alive and feeling, but just weak enough not to shake me off. If you become a gray rock, cold, hard, and unresponsive, I will starve. I will start to panic. I will escalate my tactics. I might even threaten to self-harm or leave forever, just to get one more hit of your emotional energy. I have seen the look in your eyes lately. It is a look of realization. You are starting to see the pattern. You are starting to notice that the crisis always happens right when you have something to celebrate. You are noticing that I am never there for you when you are actually sick or struggling, but I expect you to drop everything for my smallest whim. You are seeing that my history of crazy exes is actually a trail of people I have pushed until they broke. You are realizing that I am the common denominator in every disaster. This realization is a serious threat to me. I will try to double down on the love bombing. I will buy you gifts. I will promise to go to therapy. I will tell you everything you have been longing to hear. But it is just another mask. It is just another move on the board. The truth is, I am always one step ahead because I have no internal moral compass to slow me down. I will use your kindness as a weapon against you every single time. I remember when your mother passed away. Instead of comforting you, I complained that you were not spending enough time with me. I made your grief about my abandonment. I watched you struggle to balance your own sorrow with the need to keep me happy. That was the moment I knew I had completely colonized your spirit. You were willing to abandon your own needs to satisfy my whims. That is the level of devotion I require. Anything less is a betrayal. Anything less is abuse against me. To keep this engine of control running, I engage in constant surveillance. I look through your phone when you are in the shower, not just to find things to use against you, but to see who is still loyal to you. If I see a friend giving you sound advice, I will spend the next week subtly devaluing that friend. I will say things like, "I noticed she always seems a bit jealous of your career," or, "I heard a rumor that she was speaking behind your back." I am dismantling your support system one person at a time. I want you to feel like the world is a dangerous place, and I am the only one who truly has your back. It is a strange irony. I am the primary source of your pain, but I have positioned myself as the only cure. I also master the art of the silent treatment. When you do something that displeases me, like spending too much time with your siblings, I do not scream. I just go cold. I walk through the house like you are a ghost. I respond in monosyllables. I withhold all affection until you are practically crawling on your knees, begging to know what you did wrong. The relief you feel when I finally smile at you again is more addictive than any substance. It is the release of tension that keeps you hooked. You think you are winning my love back, but you are actually just being conditioned like an animal to never defy me again. This is how I ensure that your focus is always, eternally, on me. My needs, my moods, my survival. If you want to break free, you must accept the hardest truth of all. I will never change. There is no version of this story where I wake up and realize the pain I have caused you. I do not have the empathy to feel it. I do not have the self-reflection to admit it. Stop looking for the person I was in the beginning. That person was a ghost I created to haunt you. You must practice radical acceptance. You must accept that the person you love is a character played by a taker of souls. You must accept that every apology was a tactical maneuver and every future promise was a lie. When I try to pull you into a fight, do not use the defend, engage, explain, or personalize method. Do not defend yourself against my baseless accusations. When I say you are the selfish one, do not bring up the list of things you have done for me. I do not care about the list. I only care about the fight. Do not engage with my nonsense. When I bring up something you did 3 years ago to deflect from what I did 3 minutes ago, do not take the bait. Do not explain your reality to me. I am not confused about the truth. I am intentionally distorting it to maintain control. And for the love of your own sanity, do not personalize my attacks. My insults are not descriptions of who you are. They are projections of who I am. When I call you a liar, I am talking about myself. When I call you a harmful influence, I am describing my own effect on your life. Become a gray rock. Offer me nothing but boring, neutral responses. If I cannot get a rise out of you, I will eventually go looking for a new source of fuel. I need your heat to feel warm. If you are cold, I will find someone else to burn. Protect your peace with a strict information diet. Stop telling me your dreams, because I will find a way to ruin them. Stop telling me your fears, because I will weaponize them. Keep your successes to yourself, because I cannot stand to see you shine without me. If you get a promotion, keep it quiet. If you find a new friend, keep them away from me. I will try to poison every good thing in your life just to ensure you have nothing left but me. I will try to use future faking to keep you on the hook. I will tell you about the vacation we will take next summer, or how I finally want to start that business with you. These are just lures. There is no hook behind the bait, just a vacuum. I will use the nice nasty split to keep you off balance. One day I will be the person you fell in love with, and the next I will treat you like a vicious enemy. This inconsistency is deliberate. It keeps your brain in a state of high cortisol, which makes it harder for you to think clearly. It makes you addicted to the moments of peace. You become like a person in a desert, suffering of thirst, willing to drink poison just because it is liquid. And if you have the strength, go no contact. This is the only way to truly heal. Block my number, block my friends, and do not look back. I will try to hoover you back in. I will send you messages about how I miss our dog, or how a certain song reminded me of you. I will use every trick in the book to reopen the wound. Do not let me. If we have to speak because of logistics or children, keep it to text or email. Keep it brief, factual, and devoid of emotion. Document everything to protect yourself from my gaslighting. Trust your journal more than you trust my voice. Your journal does not have an agenda. My voice is nothing but an agenda. The final stage of my game is the smear campaign. Once you leave, I will spend every waking moment telling everyone we know that you were the abuser. I will use the facts of the situations but twist the motivations. I will tell them I had to leave for my own safety. I will play the victim until the very end. You have to be okay with being the villain in my story. You have to be okay with people thinking the worst of you. Because the only other option is to stay and let me erase who you are. Choose yourself. Choose the truth that lives in your bones, not the lies that come out of my mouth. You are not the person I tried to make you believe you were. You are not too sensitive or crazy or unstable. You were just targeted by someone who saw your light and wanted to steal it. I chose you because you were strong, because you were kind, and because you had something I lacked. I did not target you because you were weak. I targeted you because your strength was a challenge to my ego. The moment you walk away, you take that light with you. I will be left in the dark, searching for the next person to drain, while you will finally be free to breathe again. Hey friend, I know how heavy this feels. It is like you are fighting a war where the other person keeps moving the landmines. It is exhausting, and it is heartbreaking to realize that the person you trusted most is the one holding the match. But you need to hear this. You are not the person they said you were. You are strong, you are sane, and you deserve a life where you do not have to walk on eggshells. You deserve to be seen for who you truly are, not used as a prop in someone else's drama. If this resonated with you, or if you have seen these tactics in your own life, please subscribe and like the video. It helps us reach more people who might be trapped in this same cycle. We are building a community here of people who are choosing truth over manipulation. My advice to you is this: stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Your only job right now is to get safe and get your peace back. Reconnect with the friends I tried to make you hate. Call your family. Build a wall of people who actually know your heart. You are stronger than the lies they told you. Keep your head up, stay factual, and remember the best revenge is a life well lived, far away from their hostile games. You have got this, and I am right here with you.